Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the greatest wrestling podcast on planet Earth. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. I am your host, one of your hosts, creator of the show, the boss man, Josh Haney, and I have with me the four greatest podcast hosts in professional wrestling today. We're going to start it off with, if you will, Mr. William H.D. Morgan.
If you will, my brothers and sisters, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast, where we shift the paradigm of professional wrestling. And let me tell y'all right now, if you're good, if you're really, really good, y'all can get to the building for a little bit later. Just want to let y'all know that. Have mercy, baby.
He gets he never understands why I call him HD, but it's because he's always high def. No. And we go next to the far north with the Moosin. The Moosin coming in with Mr. Gene, the Moosin.
That is correct. The great white Moosin is in the house. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. We are happy because we're representing the Wolfpack tonight. And let me tell you, some of the greatest factions of all time. And we're talking about bringing back fans. It's going to be great. Let's just get this on.
Now we bring in the man with the most wrestling knowledge you'll ever meet. The doctor, the professor, Mr. Rob Weary.
Well, hey there, boys and girls. Whether you're a fan of the Fireflies or you're a fan of Dictator John, we are ready and we are here and live on a Wednesday night to shift the paradigm of professional wrestling podcast. Yowie wowie!
And the newest member, last but not least, the big man, the Mr. Man, his Saints just destroyed this weekend too. And but Mr. Brandon Bojax Randall.
Who that, baby? Who that?
That's right. That's right.
Who that think they're going to beat them Saints?
Right. Follow up behind the Firefly thing, but get to the building fun. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. My name is Brandon. I'm excited to be here with you guys on this fantastic Wednesday night.
Give to Harris, baby. Give to Harris,
baby. We need that building, baby.
We need the building. We need it.
Let me just clarify. These boys going to be talking about this building fund. We talking about giving to the church of the Paradigm Shift, if you will.
Right. That's right.
Give it into our Anchor. Support us on Anchor. Support us. You are now watching us also on Twitch. You can support us and donate on Twitch. You can. Yeah. And very, very shortly, this is a surprise to everybody here, but we now have a Streamlab and we have merch.
What?
We have merch?
Dude, Streamlab produces merch for us.
Do we have
a official website, pwspodcast.live.
Oh,
wow.
We're moving up in the world.
Y'all go check out that merch. I know it's awesome. Baby.
Wow.
It's getting there. Slowly but surely. Not much there yet. It won't actually be live till tomorrow. Check it out tomorrow afternoon. Takes 24 hours for it to go live. This is news to everybody, even these four men with me right now.
Wow. We need to make a banner right across the screen of that website.
We gotta get that building. We gotta get the elevator in the building, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We ain't got no time for no stairs, fellas. We gotta get the Vader up there.
We ain't gonna need to have we got merch. We ain't gonna need to have the pancake breakfast anymore, but the pancakes are good.
Right. Can we put a cool trampoline at the end of it so we can just like jump off?
Wouldn't that make it the Church of Mario Brothers or something like that?
Chick-fil-A.
We're just not going to show it like they did with Centara. You know what I mean?
And
yes.
And see what we're doing, we working. So once we get the building fund, when we get that straight, then we'll work on the annex after that. So we're gonna build on to the greatest church of our time, the church of the Paradise. Just remember that, baby. We working hard. If you will, we working hard.
But
Josh, what you got next for us?
gentlemen, we'll talk more about that after the show. We are jumping right in to this week, bringing you
Here we go.
the question.
Yeah.
It's now becoming one of my favorite
Here you go.
segments.
This
It
is
truly
the
is.
greatest segment on this show right now. I just have to say.
Play it one more time. Can I get it one more time? Can I get a witness? Yeah, there we
The
go.
greatest thing would be is if you could see that way we're dancing down here. Like,
No one needs to see that. No one needs to see that.
If you could see all four, it's only the four of us because Rob doesn't dance. But if you could see the four of us, we're down here just.
Busting some moves.
I will-
If Rob,
I will dance. I will dance when we get the Paradigm Shift OnlyFans account. Then I will dance. But other than that, that's about it.
Josh is working on content for that.
I know.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
You never
didn't
know.
you
If
didn't
this is-
know?
If what just happened on this show doesn't prove it, you never know what Josh is working on.
That's
Facts.
correct.
Facts. But what is the fantasy question of the week?
So the fantasy question of the week actually comes from our very own Gene Emerson, I believe.
No,
Did you
actually,
develop-
I think
it came from Brandon.
Brandon.
I had heard both of y'all say y'all had fantasy questions this week, so I'm not sure. But coming from Mr. Brandon Randall, if you were a wrestler and could meet a wrestler with any wrestler, who would it be? And wow, that screwed me up.
Wow.
Let me try that again. If you were a wrestler
That's
and
what
could
screwed
meet
you up.
and wrestle
That's what
with
screwed you
any
up. Okay.
wrestler, who would it be? Hey, I might be just a little under the influence.
So if you're
That's
a
okay.
wrestler,
It could be from any area.
Any era, not area.
Wow. I can't talk tonight.
wow.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
Man's quick. Oh,
Everybody
Lord.
want to get that train? It just went off the rails. Thank you.
There it is. There it
So
is.
what he meant to
That-
say,
We need to
what
take
he
that
meant to
thing.
say was, if
Okay.
you were a wrestler and could meet and wrestle with any other wrestler, who would it be, and from what? Excuse me, I can't talk now. It can be from any era.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
contagious.
Brandon did it. Brandon got it.
So being high is contagious now?
Yeah.
Contact high. Contact high.
Will, let's start
I'm-
with you, man.
I'm moving over here away from Josh. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
If I was a wrestler, could meet and wrestle with any wrestler, who would it be and why? This is basically what you're saying. Booker T,
Yeah.
simple, easy.
All right, cool. Dean, what's your thoughts?
I have actually met a few. No. I actually have met a few. But if I could meet one particular one right now at this moment, I'd probably want to meet Kenny Omega because I'd love to pick the head of the 6-star bout machine and find out where his next play is and where he's going. I'd love to wrestle him as well. But if I had from that era, from this era, but if I had to like really pick somebody I'd love to wrestle, hands down, Roddy Piper.
Oh, nice.
Man, all you'll do is just tell him about the moose, and that's all you'll do, man. That's all you'll do. You tell him about Rodney and Spot. That's all you'll do.
What do you think, Rob?
Yeah. Standard. My standard. I'll go to answer. If I could, if there was one wrestler I always wanted to meet, it would have to be Piper. Piper was the first guy that I fell in love with watching wrestling. So I'd love to just sit under the learning tree with him and just pick that brain forever.
Josh?
This one's really tough. There's just so many, and I haven't met but just a handful of wrestlers. Truly the most famous person in wrestling that I have met is a ref, and that's Aubrey Edwards.
Ow.
But if I had to pick one, I think because of everything, it would have to be Orange Cassidy. I love that gimmick. I love the it's not giving a damn, but he gives a damn so much. I love when you see him come out, and I'm sorry, man's got one of the best Superman punches in the business. And yes, that is a jab at Roman Reigns.
Don't get me started on Roman Reigns.
So yeah, I think Orange Cassidy would be a fun match.
Well, for my answer to this question, excuse me, I got something in my throat. I guess it's because I'm sitting next to Josh. But you all know my idol. I would love to meet Dusty Rhodes.
Dude, that would be amazing.
God,
Yeah, it would.
Just to listen to him, man. Just to pick his brain. Not only just wrestle him like that. That would be a whole. No, that would be a huge honor. But to just pick his brain and watch him, man, that would be fantastic.
Just to piggyback, I'm staring at the WrestleMania that he put in Eddie Graham, and I still remember what he said in there when he was talking about. To this day, he had John Cena come to him and ask him about the business, and he was telling all the other vets to grab one of these guys and put them underneath your wing. I still remember that, and just the difference of many different things. Dusty would be a great mind because he got trained and he was able to talk to a lot of great promoters.
Yeah, he was a fabulous talker. But cool. I like all those answers.
How great would it have been to be in the early days of NXT and be part of promo class with Dusty Rhodes?
Oh my God, with Dusty teaching it?
Man,
yes,
that'd be amazing.
Oh,
bro. I would.
When you saw people like you saw people like like Bray Wyatt, like Sasha, like Charlotte, like Bailey, all in there. Alexa, all of them that came through NXT, and just that would be that. That'd be great. There's a great story on the Heyman DVD about him in a meeting with Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
like when he was a young kid learning from him, and it's so good. So,
well, guys,
find the Heyman.
I believe that wraps up. That's so great.
It is.
I'm telling you, Brandon, when I figure this out, you're going to send me that so I can just hit a button and play that little jingle whenever I want.
You got it, man. You got it.
Because, like, I have a laugh track right now, but no one can hear it but me.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. But guys, if you're watching the show right now, feel free to comment and interact with us. We would love to interact with our fans. And hey, you never know what's going to happen here on the Paradigm Shift.
There's a little link that says, StreamYard. StreamYard ain't going to give you anything. They ain't going to sell you nothing. The only thing we're ever going to sell you is our merch. But anyways, you click that, and boom, we'll be able to see you and talk to you and interact with you.
We're not going to purposely sell you anything. You don't have to buy anything from us, but we are going to give you one hell of a great entertaining show.
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about buying the T-shirt. If we had the T-shirt on, I'd be like, this T-shirt's so comfortable. It's just so great.
Since we're talking about this, real quick, hang on. Everybody, hang on, just 1 second.
And we're waiting. Oh, something's happening.
Oh
my gosh. Look at it.
It's so pretty.
I told you. And hang on. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
His internet's slow. Give him time.
It is.
It's coming. Oh, what is this?
This is our website. It's in
What?
its rough stages right now, but it is
Awesome.
there.
What?
Look at that. Look at that.
Did we just make it? Is this what making it is like?
As you can see there's going to be T-shirts, there's going to be hats, there's going to be cups. We're going to be everywhere.
I am working
And-
on a mask. Just saying.
Oh, Matt,
It
Wow.
might just say, if you will.
Real.
this man right here, this man that's up above me on my screen, this man right here, Mr. William H.D. Morgan, is going to be, we're going to make that first T-shirt, Will, and it's going to say, if you will.
Forget the first feature. Will's just going to be the mask. If you will.
That's right. Yeah.
Just
Oh,
right
I'm-
across people's face.
I'm going to be very disappointed if Will's picture's not on one side and the other side's not hashtag building fun.
Just a little picture at the bottom here.
Hashtag
That'd be
building
hilarious.
fun.
Hashtag building fun. We go do it, baby. We go do it.
So,
Wow.
all right, moving on to the next segment.
Now reporting live at the Paradigm Shift headquarters.
The
This
great
is Chesterfield reporting from Walla Walla, Washington.
We're going to send it right over to Josh. Josh, what are you
Yes.
seeing and reporting today?
This is Boss Man of VH1 reporting on the news.
Mr.
Hi, Tom.
Randall,
I just
is
found
hitting
out.
hard out here.
Hey, Tom, this is I just down to get out of a snap count. Yes. Get up in the traffic cop. Oh, there's a problem down here.
So, first,
All right.
not a lot of news this week, but you have a couple of things coming out.
Yeah.
The big thing that I saw today that got me super excited because I have been watching a lot or listening to a lot of Talking Shop. Well, they announced today that in November, Talking Shop Mania 2 will be happening
Oh, boy.
with
Wow.
another match between.
They let him
Sexford
do another one.
They're
Another
doing
one.
another one.
Doing another one.
It was announced today and will air in November. And I'm telling you guys, like, if you don't listen to the big hoot, little hoot, and the middle hoot on Talking Shop, like this is a not sponsored plug, but this is a shameless plug. You need to go check it out because they are the hashtag worst podcast in the world, and we're right there next to them.
Only because they got more merch than us. Right, yeah. So
Oh, yeah, go out and grab some Talking Shop beer.
We're
Yeah.
coming, Talking Shop.
Hey, I actually just
Hey,
a little thing.
I just got to. Wait,
I'm just trying to
go
say
ahead,
this.
Gene.
Josh, you said we don't have beer. I have a connection on it inside that I can actually get beer made here from like Nova Scotia. I have growlers, everything. I have connections to that.
Oh.
Ooh,
Wow.
Paradigm Ship
Oh.
beer. Don't be teasing me, Gene. Don't
Wow.
be teasing me.
It could happen.
I got to say this because I feel like I've been feeling this for a little bit before we dive into news more, but I've been feeling this for a little bit. If there's two people out there I feel like would stoop down to the level of this podcast, it would be Gallows and Anderson. So if for some reason this reaches them or reaches someone who knows them, let's get this hashtag going. Let's do hashtag Gallows and Anderson or hashtag
Hashtag Good Brothers.
Big LG Machine Gun. Let's get them on the Paradigm Shift. I feel like they would do it. I feel like they would. They're the Good Brothers. We're brothers. We have that passion for this business. I feel like they would do it. I'm throwing.
I do
I'm
have a
shooting
Bullet
my
Club
shot
t-shirt.
tonight.
Hey, let's
I
make
do
it
have a
happen.
Bullet Club t-shirt back there.
Make it happen. Right there, folks. Right there, folks.
Hashtag
There it is.
Gallows and Anderson.
Put it all
Let's
on our
get
social
that.
media.
Let's
Put
get
it all
that
on a-
trending tonight. All
Put it all
over.
over social media. All over social media.
All
Facebook,
over.
Twitter,
We're not on
Twitch,
Twitter yet, but
Instagram.
get this going tonight. Hashtag Gallows and Anderson. Let's
Put it
get
on.
them on the
I
ship.
actually do have a Twitter. I do have a Twitter. I'll tweet that out. I do have an Instagram. I'll Instagram that out. I do actually have a TikTok. I went live here at 7:00 my time, so I'll tweet that. I'll get that out. I'll get it out everywhere.
Listening to their podcast, there are some good brothers. I feel like they would just come on here and shoot the shit with us and get drunk while I get stoned. I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that if this happens, we will see you get high live on the air?
I will say right here and there, if we make this happen, it will be a mature show because you will watch me get stoned live on air, which is crazy.
Let me hit it right now,
I have family that watch this shit.
Let me hit my Twitter right now, then.
Like, if that is the goal right here, people, if you want to see me get stoned live on air, make this happen.
I think I just want to see Gallows and Anderson. I don't care.
I mean, I would rather just.
Yeah, I could care less about you getting.
I would rather.
I could care less about watching you choke up. Yeah.
Will brought this up, but Gallows and Anderson is my main goal here. Like, I want them on this show.
We get Gallows and Anderson. We better all be wearing suits and ties, looking professional.
I'll have my Bullet Club t-shirt on. And I'll be too sweet. That's what I'll be doing.
Okay, I'm on my Twitter right now. How do y'all want me to do this? I'm on my Twitter right now. I got 3 of them. How do y'all want me to do it?
First, you probably ought to tag them, so figure out their tags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tag them.
All right, but moving on. Does anybody? That was really all the news. I hadn't seen a lot this week. I have been working a lot. Does anybody have any news that they want to discuss real quick?
Big shock, as we already know. We already know that Finn Balor is now the new NXT champion. What do we all feel, or how do we feel is the next? Would be technically the next step. Who would be the next guy that you would see where they already have Keith Lee over and on Raw? Who do you think should be the next guy to face Finn Balor?
So I feel like they're going to try to give Gargano another swing at it. As bad as it pains me, I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't know who really I could see in NXT other than your big 4. I don't really see anybody that I want to go after the title. Finn Balor deserves to be NXT champion. With all the hard work he's put into that, I feel like he deserves a good, strong reign. So him having a small feud with Gargano wouldn't be terrible. I just eventually, so I'm going to retract what I said earlier. I would like to see Tommaso Ciampa be your next after him, but I would like to see Finn also have a very long reign. You could do the feud with Gargano, make it last to your next takeover, and then start the feud with Tommaso Ciampa.
Rob, what do you?
Well, we are on the way because the next takeover is coming in October. They announced it today, but I don't know the date. I'll tell you what, watching NXT lately, I think there could be a case, and it could be a good match. There's a good case to be made for Timothy Thatcher here. You know, that shoot style that could go from there. So Thatcher against Balor could be an outstanding match. You got Damian Priest, who's got the North American title. I don't see him going after the NXT title. Karrion Kross is still out of injury. Ciampa is another one too. So it's either going to be. I'm going to say it's either going to be Ciampa or Thatcher.
Okay.
Yeah. And Will?
I want Ciampa
For sure.
I want Ciampa because he should have. He lost it to injury. He didn't lose it to anyone. He lost it to injury. So I want to see him get it back.
I feel like
I actually have to agree with almost. You go ahead there, Ben.
Good. I feel like when Ciampa does get it back, it's going to be one of those confetti falling from the sky. Like we all know he deserves it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be huge when it happens.
I would actually have to agree 110% with you. If I'm the guy bookings, and if I'd love to do long-term booking for this, because I'd like to see right now you get Gargano, Finn Balor, Finn shows his dominance, and then you move on to a long build with Tommaso Ciampa leading into Tommaso Ciampa finally getting that big hurrah, finally getting back Goldie. I think that would work. And that's how you'd book it with the style that they have and the guys they have right now. It would play in.
I would just want him to see how. I would just want him to have a long run. Don't be a transition. Have a little bit of a run. With it, you know.
Right.
So, guys, before we move forward, let's take a pause for a word
Hey,
from our
wait a second. I didn't get to answer that question.
Oh, I thought your mic was muted. I don't know why I thought that. My bad.
Wow.
Let's get the snowball. Let him talk.
Pushed out.
My bad. There you go. Hey, for the ones in the back. Tell them in the back.
Tell him in the back, Josh. Tell him in the back. They need to hear it. They need to
That
hear it.
building fun.
There you go.
Hallelujah.
There you go. Yes.
All
the
right.
quad.
So on this one, it's mine's been said. That's why I wasn't pushing, but it would be Tommaso. Tommaso definitely deserves that shot. He needs Goldie back. He never lost it. But now, Brandon, take us into that commercial break.
My apologies, sir. Promise it won't happen again, boss man. Now, guys, let's take a pause.
You're fired!
Now, a word from our
Hey, no.
sponsor.
Yeah.
And we're back.
I could play off on that there, Josh.
What?
I could go with the whole Firefly Funhouse and look
What
at him and
just
go,
happened?
that's some good shit.
What just happened? We'll be
He's
back.
gonna
We'll be
puke.
right back. We'll be
He's
right back
gonna
after.
puke.
We'll be right back after this commercial
We
break.
had a
And
commercial
we're
break
back.
there, Will. We had a
gotta
commercial break.
cut
You
it,
know?
man. You know, we made it. We have a website now, so we have to look professional at least. Jeez. It's fun building fun, man.
After these messages,
I'm waiting for
we'll
it.
be right
Oh, okay.
back.
So we're not. So we're actually saving the money for a building. For we're not gonna try to put together. I got you. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. Okay.
We got to get the big trampoline.
Yes.
Show.
Yes.
Building.
Yeah, we got a building fund. There we go. I got you. You threw me off there for a little bit. But we good.
So, guys, did anybody get to-
Another big thing while we're still in the news, another big thing, though, that did come out of Raw and a lot of people were talking about was the whole Retribution and Hurt Business end angle that came out. That was really good. A lot of people said that, hey, there's a lot of people I've been hearing that actually watched Raw. They didn't check their phone. They were literally tuned in and zoned in. So what do you think about
That's
this
what I was
angle?
going to ask. Did anybody get to catch Raw? I actually did. And, Gene, you're 100% right. I did not find myself falling asleep. I was actually entertained. And for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about next Monday. I want to see what happens. I can't tell you the last time I was excited about Raw. It was so good, y'all. And there is a story brewing with the whole Dominic Mysterio and Buddy Murphy. And like you said, Retribution came out. The Hurt Business is now security for Raw. It is so good. Did anybody else get to watch it? And is there anything specific you guys want to talk about?
I'm telling you what is. I haven't watched it, but what is actually driving me to watch it is what I am hearing about what they're building between Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. This sounds very interesting. I'm liking what I'm hearing about it. So I'm probably going to check out next week's episode. And just saying, that will be the first WWE product I have watched since Mania.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow.
Give MVP some credit. Give him some credit. He's done something. He's done something good. He's done something right. He's still catching. He's still catching it from some of the fans, but the majority of the fans appreciate what he's doing. And those guys are red hot right now. Red
They
hot.
are.
Right
Especially
They are.
and a lot of credit is good. I saw a post on Facebook. A lot of credit is going to MVP for what he's doing. He's revitalized Shelton Benjamin's career. He's revitalized Bobby Lashley's career.
Mhm.
Cedric Alexander as well, and made Apollo Crews and Ricochet relevant again.
Yeah.
So give
And
MVP a lot of credit for what he's
particularly,
gone through.
particularly with Lashley and the fact that he had to go through that stupid program he did with Lana. I thought he
Yeah.
was going to be able to recover from that, but he did.
Look
Yeah.
at what, and you're right, Will. Look at what MVP has done with these guys. MVP has worked with these guys before. He's worked with Shelton Benjamin over in Japan.
Mhm.
He's worked with Bobby Lashley in Impact. So
Mhm.
there was connections already there, and now bringing in Cedric Alexander as their young gun and showing him and showcasing him the way they're doing it. It's working very, very well. This whole angle worked well. It was a slow build, but it worked well.
My
Yes,
only
it did.
issue for some of those guys is it too little, too late, so to speak. With Shelton, he should have been a world champ. He messed himself up in that regard. Lashley, you could make a key. Some people like him, some people don't. I think you can make a case for him as world champion, but other people might say no. Other people might say he's too stiff. So with those two guys, with their careers and where they are in the business right now, it might be a little, case of too little, too late. But those other guys are young, so the sky's the limit for them.
So I'm one of those guys who's very much on the fence with Bobby Lashley. Do I think he should have been? Do I think he deserves to be champion? Yes. However, his performance sometimes is very lacking. Because like you said, he's very stiff. He's
Mm-hmm.
been in the business for several years, and so has Shelton Benjamin.
Yep.
But when it comes to Bobby Lashley, it comes down to performance. But I tell you, I'm very impressed and very pleased with what I'm seeing with the both of them tagged up with MVP. MVP, let's go ahead and we got to face the music. MVP's in-ring career it's on the ending side.
Yep.
So for him to go ahead and make this happen the way he is and giving the WWE fans a storyline that is actually entertaining for once. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Actually entertaining. I want to sit down and watch them. Praise go to him. I mean, like I said, I can't wait for next episode. I want to tune in and watch.
He did something that's very rare. He saw the way his career was going, and rather than fight it like some guys do, they accept it. And once he accepted it, he started to embrace it, and that's something a lot of guys fight with. But he saw it, and kudos to him. He's doing the thing. So
Now, on the flip
Absolutely.
side of all this, I love the angle that they're playing with Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre. Pinning them against each other. They're best friends and all this, pinning them against each other, bringing all this heat. The only thing I do not like is how they're dressing
I hate
Keith Lee,
that.
making him
I
look
hate that.
like Mark Henry 2.0.
Yeah.
Like dude had a look in NXT. Keep that same look. When you're bringing guys over from there, keep the same look. That's what everybody's seen him as. That's what everybody knows him as. They've already got eyes. You've already got the network established. People are watching NXT. They already see him as is, and then when you bring him over here and you up and change him again, it's like, what?
Well, and again, you said the perfect word, the perfect name, rather. Mark Henry 2.0. That's disrespectful to both guys. Keith Lee is not Mark Henry. And when you look at Mark Henry just won the strong man. Mark Henry was something special. You take Hall of Fame Mark Henry, Man, you had you something right there. So it's kind of it's very disrespectful to both men to do what you're doing with Keith Lee right now.
Absolutely. Keith Lee's phenomenal. And just like one of the fans in the comments said, Keith Lee needs a belt. I said what I said.
Yeah.
We absolutely agree with that, Dalton. Keith Lee is well deserving. Everything he did in NXT, I almost hate that he got the push up because he was dominating NXT. I liked what he was doing there, but if they're going to go ahead and bump him up, they need to go ahead and make him champion. But just to briefly touch on the whole Seth Rollins and Mysterio family, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was getting very tired of seeing it over and over. But now they're twisting it. Buddy's fixing to turn on Seth, and it's a very interesting concept in the way that they're doing it. What's your thoughts on that?
I like this. I really like this because at the end of the day, it gives you a story. It's going to put miles on Dominic, as well as, they're playing this angle with Dominic's sister to Buddy Murphy. They're doing that whole thing there. I think it's going to work. It legitimately, you're building a good, solid foundation. Now, hopefully they don't, I really hope they don't Lana and Bobby Lashley it somewhere in here. I hope they don't, because it could at least have a good enough story, good enough build that it gets people interested. It's sort of like your good mid-card thing. It builds enough story that people will get interested, and you stay involved in the program to watch the main other stories that you're trying to build.
Anybody else?
I'm just happy. We're talking about Seth and Dominic. We're talking about the whole angle with Retribution, the Hurt Business, Alexa Bliss. I'm just thankful that WWE is finally righting the ship a little bit, because I see the competition they have. They have competition on their own, with NXT getting better than what WWE has been. AEW is better than what WWE has been. Somebody finally got smart, and they're giving us compelling storylines that make us want to tune in and make us want to watch and give us people that we can be interested in now. So kudos to WWE for that.
And because didn't mean to cut you off, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And to piggyback on what Rob just said, I think it's AEW that finally got us what I wanted to see. Sasha and Bayley broke up.
Yeah.
Going against each other.
Yeah.
Possibly for the title. I've been waiting, and we finally gonna get it. At some point, we will get that.
That's gonna be epic.
Yes, it will.
Again, with SmackDown.
How is it? But the question is this: how is it going to be better than from possibly one of the greatest NXT matches of all time? Actually, two of them: Sasha and Bayley at NXT Takeover New York, and Sasha and Bayley in the Women's Iron Man match.
Not saying it's going to be better than either one of them, but that's just something that I've been looking forward to happening for a very long time. And I'm not saying it's going to be better than they did in NXT, because what they did in NXT was amazing. But these two can work together. These two have good chemistry in the ring, and to see that storyline blow up the way that it did, I was so happy to see it.
I would say the only way that you would be able to say that there could be a maybe good story that comes with Sasha and Bayley is you throw them in the Hell in the Cell and you let them go. Because then there's your next level. They've done the Women's Iron Man. They've done, that 60-minute. Here's your next evolution. And this is, and again, the Steel Cage or Hell in a Cell has always been used a way to end a feud. This is how you end it. They've done two other things that couldn't end a feud. You end it in a cage or you end it in a Hell in a Cell, and that's how you put the lock and chain on that. And the Spirit has touched the Moosin. And I also like the angle that was flipped onto the Firefly Funhouse. We got a little pot shot at Mr. Paul Heyman with the new character that got shown up.
Oh yeah.
If we all
Wobbly
will.
Walrus. Wobbly Walrus.
Yes. I thought that angle was so funny and how they brought it in. Firefly Funhouse, what Bray Wyatt's been able to do with that, it's drawn people in. Even when the stories were unlacking, what was everybody still paying attention to? Firefly Funhouse. You were every time that came on, when you heard the music, you're like, I'm paying attention because this is funny, so, or this is really good, or this is compelling. So I think great little knock to what we've always heard being called the Walrus. They finally gave him a character. He's now involved in the Firefly Funhouse.
And I've always said,
is anyone else? Go ahead.
I've always said, ever since days of the Wrestling Calling Show back in the day, as my show, that's my baby back in the day, that when football season hits, Raw needs to really ramp up. It really needs to do better than it does during the off season to capture that viewership. And between what AEW has done and football season being back so far, WWE has stepped up.
God.
Anybody else touching on anything else new? Anybody else wants to answer any questions?
Is it just me, or does anybody else sing along to the song when the Firefly Funhouse comes on? Is it just me?
I have.
Me?
Yes.
I have. I have.
We're really glad that you're our friend.
I have.
And this is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
Tune in next week, guys, as we have the judges from American Idol on the show.
What?
Yes. I get to meet Katy Perry.
What's this I'm seeing with Mickey James? Hashtag Mickey James got screwed. Why am I?
She did. So, okay. From what I understand, this is coming from just things that I've read. During the match, Asuka accidentally kneed Mickey James in the face.
Oh.
Now, for some reason, the ref thought Mickey James was unconscious. The ref stopped the match. You could see during the show Mickey James widening her eyes like, what are you doing? As he stops the match. So there's a little bit of controversy there. Was she unconscious? Was the ref right? What? So, in a sense, she got robbed. But we don't know what the ref saw. For a split second, she could have been unconscious.
Right.
So.
And that leads into the whole comment that look back at AEW with what happened with Matt Hardy recently. Don't tell me that the WWE didn't have eyes on that, because there probably was somebody watching. So when that incident happened, they're not going to do, not trying to say that they're not trying to pull a Matt Hardy, but they're not going to do that. As soon as they see an incident, they're going to hit it. Was it the right call? We don't know because we weren't there.
Okay.
That's another good point. Yeah.
She dislocated her shoulder, so the ref called it, and she got mad, is what I read. That's from Dalton Stroud. Thank you, Dalton.
Thank you, Dalton. Maybe that's what it was. You never know.
That could be. WWE referees are trained to, call the match as if it was real.
Right.
So that could be what, that could be like an MMA stopping. You see this a lot in MMA. People, guys get mad if they stop the referee, for a split second that you can't defend yourself. Referee will stop a fight, and then they will get mad about it. Like, why'd you stop it? It's like, you couldn't defend yourself. That could be the case that we see here. And maybe was it the wrong call? Who knows? Hopefully it will give us a good angle that Asuka needs to get back, until
at the end of the day, part of these guys' job is to prevent injury.
Yes.
So
That's why I never hate on a ref. That's why I never hate on a ref that when they make a call or certain calls, judgment call when it comes to injuries or whatever, because you can't really hate on them because at the end of the day, they're told to look out for these things and protect the two people in the ring, right?
Yep.
So,
Amen.
Boss man, are you working on some more surprises? You've been very quiet.
I'm working, yes. And I don't watch WWE products, so I don't have a lot of comment here to really add. So all I really follow is WWE's product is what I read in the dirt sheets. So,
well, then let's go ahead and switch it over to AEW.
And now I am going to ask, no spoilers. I haven't watched tonight's episode. No spoilers. This is what happened with moving up the showtime.
Well, there up. Okay, so that's about all the time. That's about all we got for the show then. Okay, so we can't get as
well, we do want to talk about the fans coming back to the show.
Yes, that's really what we wanted to talk about on AEW was they are the first major promotion in the United States to bring back fans. They are not they're doing basically outside shows at Daly's Place in Jacksonville with pods. You can only do it in groups of people who buy the tickets together. Groups of 10 is the max. They are getting temperature checked. I believe there is a blood test involved before they can go into the building. And then they're still sitting like 50 feet away from the ring. Like they're not close.
I heard that they tweeted out that they're also doing season passes or like season tickets.
Yeah, you can buy a season ticket.
$75.
Because AEW is
I can't believe they're doing $75 because tickets start at $30.
$175. And it's I believe that gets you 6 to 8 shows, I think. Because they're thinking they're going to do this through the end of the year.
Yeah, from my understanding, it was like September, October, November, December is like their season that they're doing this whole. You buy it at $175, and it's like a group of 10 people. Pod, boom. Here's that pod. Here's that. You know what I mean? Trying to do it that way.
If I have to get a blood test, I better be getting a great seat.
Well, I will say just having fan back is just from watching on TV. Oh my God! And I wish my clap would work, but I will give it to AEW because they did it the absolute best as far as getting through this pandemic. How they weathered it from the very beginning was amazing. They they have done very well at expanding when they see the time and building upon it, and they have done well. Now they rescheduled a bunch of shows this week for June, which I'm sad because I was hoping to go to the Houston show. So,
okay, so here's my counter question to bringing fans back. Here's the counter. How do you feel with WWE doing the Thunderdome to actual fans?
Thunderdome.
Well, ultimately, the fans coming back is what. Come on now, as a fan, that's the best experience.
Yeah,
but to kind of counter that's what I was going to say. Do you think it was just a move by Tony Khan, like a FU Vince? You got the Thunderdome. I'm bringing actual people here. Do we think that's what's going on?
I mean, both.
Go ahead, Will.
But either way, sorry about that, Josh. But either way, but either way, you got to be personal or you got them online. Now you've seen that Thunderdome sort of kind of get hacked, so to speak, with some of the stuff you've seen in there.
Yeah.
You see them sort of kind of get hacked somewhat, but they still brought fans in. Personally, I like the way AEW did it. I love how they did it because they're bringing live physical fans to the shows, and nothing can beat that. Nothing can beat that. So I like the way AEW did it a whole lot better than WWE. But eventually they both brought him back. It's just different ways they did it.
Mr. Professor.
This is what I will say. I think Tony was going this way with the live shows already. I will say I think Vince did Thunderdome, and then he was like, well, we were already preparing to do this. Now we're just going to say, go fucking do it. And I mean, a lot of places are doing it. Again, hashtag Gallows and Anderson. He's doing a bunch of his Lariato Pro shows there in Georgia. They're all social distance outside. And I mean, he's been at them. Carl's been at them. Rocky Ramiro made an appearance a couple of shows ago. So there's ways to make it happen. There's ways to make it all work. You just got to figure out the new way. And I read the thing, go back to the news just a little bit. I read a thing yesterday that AEW's live division is in shambles after this cut. Because we forgot to mention WWE cut another 50 employees last week. No on-screen people, but another 50 employees.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they were mostly from the live.
Yes. Mostly the ones that were in charge of the event. And Vince said he was getting away from the live events anyway, so that, that's what you could be. I'm going to comparing the live fans of AEW compared to WWE's Thunderdome, I'm going to use my favorite. I'm going to use one of my favorite Jim Cornette lines there. Comparing the two of them, comparing AEW to WWE's Thunderdome is like comparing a Hawaiian vacation to a bed in a cancer ward. I don't like Thunderdome. I'm sorry. It's just fans going.
Yeah.
It's not the real sound. They're piping in the sound.
Yeah.
From that. You're not. I mean, you know what the best thing was? And I'm sorry, Brent. Sorry there, boss man. Spoiler alert. One of the best things in AEW right now is watching Chris Jericho come out and hearing the crowd sing along to Judas.
That's what the greatest thing in wrestling right now, probably.
Yes.
To the point that is on my playlist on Spotify. Again, Absolutely. If I could get this, once I get this thing to work, that would be playing right now.
So I'm not disappointed with Thunderdome. I'm really not. I think
Thunderdome.
Honestly, I prefer that than over the whole cinematic matches.
Yeah.
Oh, disagree.
Yeah.
Disagree.
No.
Okay.
No, I really think this was a smarter move, but I hate that Vince had to cut 50 people just to pay the light bill for the Thunderdome.
Yeah. I would have to say
Nobody got it.
with this whole Thunderdome to live fans will take any day, but you can tell the sound, like Rob, like you've said, it's piped in. You can tell it's the video game cheering because, like, look when they did it in SummerSlam and Bayley comes out and you get the mediocre boo. It was like, you know what I mean? And then you look at the people in the Thunderdome and they're all like, you're trying to yell like, whoa, like, I mean, you're like real bad, and you get this mediocre boo that you would get off the game. So I get that you're piping in the sound.
I'll tell you what, that would be a good thing for the podcast. One of us trying to get into Thunderdome, and actually, if one of us could actually get into the Thunderdome and relay to the people what our experience
needs to
is
go
like,
and sign up, because we could possibly do both. You could be on and be on the show.
That'd be cool.
I've been trying to do it.
That would be cool.
But you gotta be right there when they open the entry, because I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We gotta get Josh on this thing and doing the show.
They would kick me out.
No.
Yeah.
If one of us gets
Ladies and gentlemen,
See, that's the thing. You can't hear people like that. You will not hear that in the. You'll not hear that in the.
We got to make a bunch of signs. We got to make a bunch of signs and just start plugging our stuff every time they.
Paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift.
Shift.
Yeah.
We just need.
I think
one
that's a
sign.
rule. You can't have signs. I
just
think that's
need-
a rule. You can't have signs.
We need one sign. Hashtag building fund.
That's it. There you go. Yes.
Hashtag
building
yes.
fun.
Yes.
Hashtag if you will.
If you will. If you will. Watch the paradigm shift.
Yes.
But on that note, I think we're going to call it, ladies and gentlemen, this week.
God, why are we showing that again?
Yes. Ace is an ace champion right here, baby. Right here, baby. Love it.
I got my redemption. I'm the leader in two
Yes.
fantasy
He has
leagues.
his
So
redemption.
there you go.
He has his redemption in fantasy.
God damn it.
Hashtag
Can't
building.
type, can't speak.
Building
Everybody
fun.
wonders why I went quiet. That's why.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yes.
We got two hashtags.
Yes. We got
Yeah.
3.
Also,
Gallows
hashtag Dallas
Anderson.
Anderson.
Yes. And building
Come on,
fun.
people. Make it happen. Make it happen.
I put their hashtags in the chat, Josh.
Their Twitter. I got kicked out, so I lost them. But go ahead, Will. Tell us Gallows and Anderson on Twitter so people can also tag them.
At D Luke Gallows, at Anderson Carl. Definitely hit them up. Tell them, hey, come on down. Paradigm shift.
Oh.
Ready.
Crack a beer, take your pants off, and get down with the second to worst podcast.
Oh my God.
No, truly, guys, if anybody could get this to them and just let them know we want them on this show.
Yes.
I'll hashtag that. I'll hashtag that out. I'm just here just getting the information written down, and I'll be plugging that all over social media for sure.
All right.
Even if they don't have a TikTok, I'll throw their stuff up on TikTok. You know?
Don't forget to put it on a moosin across the street and hit them and let them roll down the road with it so everybody can see them as you're driving up to your house. How the moosin can advertise.
Hey, here in Canada, the flying moosin only worked in a certain way. You know, they only fly in a certain pattern, right?
There's stuff flying from the moose, and it ain't good.